You guys are so good at getting quiet. It's not even time yet. Okay, now it's time. Good evening, everybody. I'd like to call this Governing Board regular meeting of the Yuma Union High School District Number 70 to order. If you would all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and moment of silence, led by Mrs. Craddock.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Let's get this party started. Let's move on to item 2.1. Board members may have a discussion about conferences, visitations, legislation, special recognition, donations, etc. Does anybody have anything to report?
I've been able to go to 3 different A-team ceremonies, Yuma High, COFA this morning, and San Luis last week. And I just, again, exude in pride. So many good kids. It's just an amazing thing to see.
Thank you. Anybody else? I think we're good. All right. Thanks so much, Christy. Okay, that takes us to item 2.2, Superintendent Report. Playing the
role of superintendent, yes, but I'm not the superintendent. We're happy to have more students here tonight. Last month we had our first group of students with COFA and Yuma, and tonight we're bringing on Cibola and Gila Ridge to give us their presentation. So we'll start with Cibola. Thank you guys for being here.
Good evening, members of the board, administration, and guest. My name is Sofia Angulo, and I'm Cibola's student body president.
My name is Antonio Rivas, and I'm Cibola's senior class representative. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to share what's been happening at Cibola High School since our last presentation.
This school year started off with our Cibola families being welcomed to registration. Our stations included a tour station and a photo booth, which many families took part in. And our first day of school welcomed students with positive messages chalked on the walkways and around the school and posters.
Our student body continues to strive for academic excellence, and our faculty is always there to celebrate those achievements. In April, seniors gathered in the Raider Gym for National Decisions Day, signing their commitments to universities and post-secondary programs. Then, right before graduation, our guidance counselors hosted Senior Award Night to honor scholarship recipients.
We're incredibly proud of our students' accomplishments. For example, Ryan Dusek graduated this past May with a Bachelor's of Science before earning his high school diploma. And Taylor Nelson placed first at the FCCLA National Leadership Conference in August, and Samantha Triller-McCourt has recently been named a semifinalist in the 2026 National Merit Scholarship Competition.
Our Special Services Department is always leading the way with pride and lots of activities. They received a $6,500 grant from the Sprouts Healthy Community Foundation in September to support their student activities and gardening programs. Students Ayana Hurtado and Kayla Patina attended the Unified Champion Schools and Athlete Leadership Conference, while the School to Work class had the opportunity to tour KYMA.
As you can see, they set a high standard for the rest of us to follow. Service remains a cornerstone at our school's culture. Cibola Student Council continues to partner with the Travis Manion Foundation, honoring the heroes of 9/11 through posters and volunteer work. On September 13th, members participated in the TMF 9/11 Heroes Run, helping at a water station along the trails.
We worked alongside CTE's law and public safety students who also volunteered at this event, directing and patrolling traffic. The Ed Professions class volunteered at O.C. Johnson's STEM camp. In addition to working on community service, Student Council had our annual lock-in and attended AASC Spirit Conference in Phoenix, where we put our collaboration skills to the test through group challenges and interacting with other councils from around the state.
Our teachers and administrators continue to make an incredible impact on our students inside and outside the classroom. We're proud to share that Miss Tawny Saldana was recognized for the FCCLA Nationals for her Spirit for Advisoring Award.
And Ms. Hendrick, our talented ceramics teacher, was named campus champion for her commitment to students and her work showcasing their art at community events.
Speaking of great leaders, our guidance department has started the new Gold Standard Raider Lunch series. It is a counselor-led initiative designed to give students quick, meaningful information on a variety of education and career action plan topics. Each session takes place during lunch and focuses on helping students explore post-secondary options to prepare them for life after graduation.
In fact, 2 weeks ago, they took the series outdoors and the band joined in on the series to highlight and encourage active participation in the FAFSA process. Our athletic programs are off to an exciting start with teamwork, dedication, and some big moments. Girls softball earned the 6A Desert Southwest Region Champs title. Softball coach Mylia Ramirez was named 2025 6A Desert Southwest Region Coach of the Year, and senior Stephanie Loera secured the Player of the Year for the same region.
The football team is having a strong season with 4 wins so far under their belt. Our new spirit program, POM, and dance and cheer have brought their energy to our home football games, and the crowd have loved to see them perform.
Volleyball and golf are in full swing, as is cross country, and our swim and dive team took first place at the Grimm Invitational. Cibola proudly hosted our first unified sports badminton tournament on September 18th.
And this year's homecoming week theme was a night in the bayou. With the support of teachers, custodians, security, and administrators, Cibola Student Council organized a movie night, lunch activities, and our traditional bonfire. We wrapped up the week with a spirited pep rally, a Friday night victory at the football game, and our homecoming dance on Saturday. It was a huge success.
Before we close, we'd like to share a few upcoming events at Cibola. There is still time for you all to enjoy Cibola's drama show, Clue. It is playing this week on the 16th and 17th at 6 p.m. Tickets are just $10.
And on November 17th, we're hosting our fall blood drive from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the Raider Gym. All donations go to support our local community. Students 16 and older are encouraged to participate. Thank you so much for allowing us to share a few of the reasons why
It's always a great day to be a Raider.
Good night, and thank you for your continued support.
Thank you, Cibola. Up next, we have Gila Ridge.
Good afternoon. I'm so honored to be standing here and presenting what's been going on at Gila Ridge High School.
And I am equally honored to be here today. My name is Paloma Heredia.
And my name is Daylan Delgado. Let's get started.
We'll begin with a quick recap of all our fall sports season. Starting off with girls volleyball, we're incredibly proud to share that they are currently 6A regional champions. As you can see in the next slide, the team has also been giving back to the community by volunteering at the local food bank. And partnering with Bridget's Gift to help raise awareness for breast cancer.
Next up, our football team has had a strong season, showing perseverance and teamwork every game. They've currently won all home games and are 4A Desert Southwest wins with 6 wins and only 1 loss. Then there's golf and cross country, with our student athletes pushing themselves both physically and mentally, representing Gila Ridge with pride in every meet.
Now on to our student achievements. Specifically in swim, a big congratulations to Braden Cox, who broke a school record this season We're so proud of his hard work and dedication.
Speaking of students leaders, this year's College Knowing and Going ambassadors have been busy guiding their peers through college planning, scholarship, and academic goal setting. These students play a vital role in empowering others to navigate their college journey with confidence and clarity.
Now let's recognize some of our outstanding Hawks with Student of the Month awards. For freshmen, there's Avery Ellsworth, sophomore Emery Taylor Bradford, for juniors Joel Grace, and for senior Cristobal Ortiz. And for our extracurricular Student of the Month, we celebrate Ana Bea Romero, who's also our student body president.
And we can't forget our Athlete of the Month, Jaden Waymare, for her incredible sportsmanship and dedication. Also, a huge shout out to our Teacher of the Month, Mr. Jeffrey K., for the impact he makes daily in and out of the classroom.
Let's talk about our amazing Hawk Band next. They recently earned second place overall in their competition, placing first in visuals and first in general effect. Their hard work and passion really continues to impress us all.
When it comes to school spirit, Hillary knows how to bring the energy. We kicked off the year with our traditional bonfire and car smash, followed by a high-energy pep assembly that brought students and staff together in celebration. And these are two photos of the car smash and our pep assembly, and the theme was White Owl.
And of course, one of our favorite events so far, homecoming. Our homecoming theme this year was Greek, which we almost sold out all our tickets. With a week full of themed dress-up days, the big game, and a dance, it was a memorable experience for everyone involved.
Our final slides features a portrait of graduate, a symbol of what we'd strive to become. At Hillary Ridge, we believe successful learners show traits like perseverance, resilience, and the ability to overcome challenges. We celebrate growth, grit, and goals.
Thank you so much for your time today and for supporting the amazing things that have happened in our high school.
And remember,
It's a great day to be a Hawk.
Thank you, Gila Ridge and Cibola. And just remember, if you would like to leave, you are welcome to leave. But you can stick around as well. That's totally up to you. That concludes the superintendent report. Thank you.
Thank you, Derek. Okay, let's move on to informational items. 3.1, budget update. Ms. Brenda, what you got for us?
Good evening. Make sure I have all my pages. Good evening, board. My name is Brenda Higuera. I'm the Director of Finance, and this is our monthly update on our maintenance and operations and capital budgets. I do just want to remind you that we had a revision last month, and so the new budget is reflected on this at the end of each page for each of the two budgets. Okay. So the first page is our M&O, our salaries, our fixed expenditures. This is as of October 1st. You'll see the totals at the bottom. And then our second page is our M&O continued, and this is by department. And then for our budget amount, which has been updated, you'll see at the bottom the grand total is $106,976,000. And of that, we have spent to date $17,412,909. So about 16% of that. Okay, the next page is our capital budget, and that is also categorized by the different departments and also the school budgets. And then our updated budget amount is $11,087,304. Expenditures to date, $1,815,501. Also about 16%. And then our very last page is our monthly student activities fund report. And there you will see the ending cash balance for the district as a whole is $735,577.66. And at the bottom, you'll see the year-to-date revenues and expenditures. The balance is $618, which means they're spending the money that's coming in. Any questions?
Does anybody have a question?
No? Okay, that concludes my report.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Brenda. Moving on to informational item 3.2, the YUHSD Learning Institute. Derek?
Yes, while she's already making her way to the podium. Ms. Bibi Frazine, our Director of Education Technology and Learning Management System, is going to speak to us tonight, share some highlights of our annual Professional Development Day, which was September 22nd. So take it away, Bibi.
Thank you. Good evening, President Kravitz, members of the board, and associate superintendents. On September 22nd, we had our YUHSD Learning Institute. It was designed to strengthen our instructional practices and build capacity and celebrate expertise within our district. This year's theme was Unified by Design, purposeful planning and district-wide alignment to support our instructional framework. The day was structured with multiple sessions across the morning and the afternoon, where the majority of sessions were educator-led, including administrators, teachers, instructional coaches, counselors, and staff members. Participants were able to personalize their learning experience based on their professional goals and content areas. All sessions were focused on the commitments of culture, instructional design, student agency, rigor, feedback, reflection, and student performance of the instructional framework. This year, we created a work-based opportunity for our digital photography and film and TV production students. The images you will see throughout this entire presentation and the video I'm going to share with you momentarily are all products of our YUHSD students. I don't know if it'll let me.
PD means to me I'm learning from our colleagues. They're the experts on their classrooms, or they're sharing like their real life experience and helping us to improve. I'm actually right now in a PD about AI. I think it is a great tool that we need to learn how to use it. It expands everything that we need as a teacher. It helps us like create assessment. What I like the most, it helps us do feedback in our students, and that's what they need.
Only say one word to my fellow teachers, it would be love. Love what you do, love the people that you're around.
So our students acquired technical and professional skills throughout that day and facilitated growth and provided real-world experience for them. It was a really great day for them and for us to see that opportunity arise for them. We continued the tradition started a couple of years ago with celebrating our champions at each of our sites at the beginning of the day, where principals provided a brief introduction and announced their school's champion. So by the numbers, we had about 77 total presenters who provided multiple sessions that totaled about 104 sessions. We broke that down to 33 90-minute sessions and 71 40-minute sessions. So these were folks that we did a call to presenters, and they showed up. So that was the great part of it being educator-led. A digital catalog was provided for them that they could easily access. It had session descriptions, and then you can see the session key actually connects to our instructional framework. So those symbols or those icons you see are next to each of the sessions and what specific commitments were touched upon during that session. Last year, we started dabbling in creating pathways for our educators and for different roles and departments. We were able to create 2 last year. As you can see, this year we grew to customize 8 different pathways that varied from our counselors to administrative leadership, campus security, migrant department, and various others. So we were able to provide customized professional development that was specific to their roles that they could choose. So at the end of our professional development day, we did give a feedback request, and we had about 133 responses from our educators. And to wrap up the professional day, here are some emerging takeaways that we take and we're going to utilize for next year as we start to plan. So from the question regarding what will participants try as a result of their learning experiences, many were saying that they really like learning about the AI literacy and how to use it responsibly in the classroom. Many shared their eagerness to blend their engagement strategies that promote fun but remain aligned and student-centered. Our next question was, what would you like to learn more about? And this really helps us as we start to explore different sessions and offerings that we can have for the next year. Emerging takeaway from here were that scaffolding sessions for AI integration were something that was needed. More content-specific sessions to give time to apply the learning within that session, and then sessions that connected the instructional framework to everyday teaching. As we plan for the next year, we'll continue to focus on our organization, the flow of the day, session variety, and cross-collaboration time, as those were some positive themes that arose out of the feedback. And then what's next for us is just thinking of expanding our pathways and become more innovative with our logistics and seeing what else we can do with that day. So, and that's it. Do you have any questions?
I have a comment. I was at this event. I didn't make a report because it felt like it was 3 months ago already. I didn't realize it was just last month. And it was really wonderful to see the champions get crowned and take away their belts. And I love how the staff got certain pathways that were pertinent to them. And the collaboration that I saw on the campus with staff working together was great. So thank you so much. It's really been a nice thing to see.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay. Thank you so much, Bibi. Informational item 3.3, first read of policy. This was in our board book. Is there any additional information that we need to know? No? Okay, does anybody have a question on this? All right. Let's move on to nutrition and wellness, 4. Okay, Miss Lily.
So she's already up here, but Miss Elena Hildred, our Executive Director for Student Nutrition Services, will be giving us an overview of what her department is currently working on, and it's kind of they're doing a lot of things, and she has pictures to prove the work that they're doing, and she brought her entire staff. I don't know if you want them all to.
Some of them, yes. So, there's Mariana in the back, yeah. I came to support because this is my favorite thing in the whole world. It's funny, I'm fine with my team. It's up here, it's very intimidating, but thank you very much for the opportunity, and certainly proud of what we've been accomplishing. This is our picture of our back-to-school meeting. Thank you. Our back-to-school meeting this past July, so it was the whole team. All right, okay. So where it really all began is we've been working hard for several years, but when we got the Chef Ann grant, that kind of pivoted us to kind of accelerate. We have 3 years to get a lot done. So we've been spending a lot of time and really focusing on the training behind scratch cooking. Scratch cooking is not just flipping a switch. You really have to understand the ingredients, learn how to read recipes, and all of that. So all that we've been doing since then has been very intentional. We do have access to some assistance grants, which we'll find out more later about. This is the team. We have Olga and her assistant Elizabeth is here. Daisy from San Luis. Mariana in the back is from Cibola, and then Shelly is my partner in crime, and Angie kind of keeps us all together. We had others that wanted to come, but it's kind of tough in the evenings. So as I said, in terms of committing to scratch cooking, it is truly an intentional switch. Finding the right ingredients, making sure that everyone understands how to read a recipe and just not open a box. But we, as we did last year, is all of the management team, leadership team has their manager certification in sanitation. Additionally, we've been working hard getting our level 2 certification with the School Nutrition Association, which it encompasses an additional 46 hours of continuing ed credits. And so we have Olga and Daisy actually are there already, and so the rest are just one class shy. So it's a substantial commitment on their part. So our milestones so far, February, Shelley and I went to did training in Washington. Then the Chef Ann people were here on site for a week. Alma from COFA and I went to Minnesota for a scratch cooking workshop, which was very exciting. Big part of it was the Institute of Child Nutrition out of the University of Mississippi. We're actually here on site in July to do hands-on culinary training. We used Hilla Ridge's kitchen, the leadership team, and then we had select key personnel from each building. It was a lot of fun. Again, learning how to read recipes and measure. And then the Chef Ann people also provided us with, it was 132 pages assessment with a 3-year strategic goal. And we've been focusing on accomplishing that, working towards. We've accomplished a lot. We have integrated to the Arizona Healthy Schools Act, the HB 2164, which is the ingredient ban in the ultra-processed foods. We have scoped and went through all of our ingredients, and that was also a good pivot to scratch because you're in control of what you're making. We have eliminated juice at breakfast to reduce the sugar. We started making our own ranch dressing, which has been a huge hit. Fresh pizza with a variety of toppings. The big conversion was using fresh ground beef instead of a pre-cooked beef for spaghetti sauce, chili, and so forth, which has been very popular. We have piloted a fresh fruit and vegetable self-serve station at COFA last spring in preparation for the grant that we were funded. Our grant is fully funded, so this is through Whole Foods, Whole Kids. They fund it and provide you with the equipment. And so we got notification that our equipment has been shipped. So we should be able to roll out second semester district-wide self-serve stations. We got 18 stations, so each school should get 3. Which is very exciting. We've also created, at our PD day, on 9/22, we used COFA, and you think 80 cooks in the kitchen would be chaos, but it actually worked really well. We had 3 sessions, and so everybody had their turn at the stove, and we got 14 really good recipes out of it, and 4 of them are featured in November, so it's very exciting. Again, I think I'm going ahead. We had the culinary training. October has been a big month. The chef from Chef Ann Foundation, Chef Brandy, will be out on campus next week, kind of watching us in the kitchen, kind of giving her assessment, and after that point, we'll be able to apply for the assistance grant for any equipment that she feels that we need, which they already know that we need, so that should be an easy one. And then we are continuing to look for local partners for local procurement. And actually the near future is here. So we thought that the stations would be coming maybe second semester. They should be here before December, which is very exciting. And that is really it. I skipped a slide. I'm so sorry. There we go. Again, we're kind of ahead of the curve. Recipes, we thought we'd have 10 by the end of this school year. We already have 14. 4 are already going on November's menu, so we're moving along very fast. The stations, we're a year ahead of schedule. And then so the focus will be on local and sustainable. Thank you. Is there any questions?
I have one question.
Sure.
Where are the samples?
I know. I promise next time.
No, I'm hungry.
Yes. We'll have another culinary day and we'll invite everybody. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you so much.
But thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Elena. Okay, informational item 3.5, the evaluation platform. Derek.
Yes, thank you. So you heard Ms. Frazine talk a lot about the instructional framework. So that is going to tie into this. We began designing an instructional framework with many of our teachers a couple of years ago, and the purpose of developing a framework was to take all of our initiatives, our instructional model, which is AVID, the components of our portrait of a graduate, our personalized learning concepts, and really take all those attributes and put it into a framework. And we knew at the time of developing a framework that eventually we would want to align that with our evaluation platform. So today, what we're doing here is presenting to you a potential replacement of the Marzano framework that we've been using. If you want to go to the next slide, Danny. A potential replacement for it. So if you noticed, we have this as an information item, which I'm going to go through some of the information, and then it's also listed as an action item for possible approval. Mm-hmm. So just a couple of notes for you guys. The governing board is required to adopt an instrument and system to evaluate the performance of certificated teachers annually. So the platform that we would be recommending would serve all certificated staff, which would be your teachers, your instructional leaders, your assistant principals, your principals, and we have just slightly over 500 that this would impact. Teacher involvement in developing and reviewing the evaluation system is also required per statute. So when we developed the instructional framework, we had multiple meetings and sessions with various stakeholders, multi-day sessions in the summer to develop our commitments, which Mrs. Frazine alluded to. So the commitments in the framework are things that we decided as a district that we're committed to, which would eventually go into our new platform, which is possibly Teach Boost. What you'll notice in that first bullet, I put adopt an instrument, the what, and the system is the how. So the instrument is how we collect the data. When you go into classrooms and observe teachers, you have to have formal evaluations every year. That's required by statute. We want to have a system where we not only do that, but we also have a process for the informals, the instructional coaches going into a classroom, a teacher possibly going into another teacher, a peer-to-peer, where you can go into a system, give them feedback, document it in the platform, and use it as a growth tool. So that's what we're proposing here. The reason I put system in the how, if approved, our next step would be to take our framework and develop the how we would like to evaluate teachers using this platform and aligning it with our instructional framework. Okay, I know I'm throwing a lot of education jargon at you, but I'm kind of trying to paint the picture there. Next slide, please. So just real quick, this is how our evaluation components are currently structured. If you're a teacher, you're evaluated in two different components. 40% of that is student growth data and 60% is instructional practice. So on the left, I didn't break it down, but you can see some of the components that go into the final teacher evaluation score that they receive at the end of a school year. Graduation rate, college and career readiness indicators, and then their SMART goal. As an educator, you create a SMART goal at the beginning of the year, and you work towards meeting that goal by the end of the school year. That all calculates into your final score. Your instructional practice score are things within the Marzano framework. Your planning for instruction, the actual instruction, conditions for learning, and then professional responsibilities like attending professional development. So hopefully that helps you understand how it's currently structured, which is good. Next slide, please. This just shows you at the end of the year, like I alluded to, as an educator, you get a final score. You take all that data, you you plug it into a system, and then you're either given a rating of ineffective, developing, effective, or highly effective. Next slide. So just a couple of things here now, the need for alignment, which I shared at the beginning. So we started with Marzano in 2012. We had some training, and then we implemented it in 2013. So we've been using that framework for quite some time. Recently, we had the Cognia accreditation, if you recall, presented on that. It's a pretty rigorous process. We had the accreditation process, and then we had another visit, and both of those visits resulted in them telling us that we needed a system that aligned our observation tool with our teaching and learning practices across the district. So knowing that we had the instructional framework, it was a perfect segue to let's find a platform that we can use that we feel shows growth. It's not just an I gotcha in the classroom as an evaluator. So that's one of the reasons for pursuing this, is feedback that we received during the accreditation process. Up there you'll see a gap identified. Our current system lacks integration between instructional framework and teacher evaluation, like I said. And then the opportunity is to adopt a framework that aligns with research-based practices. So within our framework, you have research-based practices. AVID, for example, is our instructional model, which you can see embedded throughout the framework. Those things would eventually become part of our evaluation tool, which would be designed, if approved, after this with our teachers. Next slide. And then kind of lastly, a centralized platform. All observations, feedback, and artifacts would be in one system. Ongoing dialogue, more than just scores. Oftentimes people think of teacher evaluations as just I'm going to go in and observe you. You're going to get a score on whether or not you're doing good or bad. And really our philosophy as a district is the opposite of that. We want there to be ongoing dialogue between peers, administrators with teachers, instructional coaches, instructional leaders, and having a platform like this would allow us to use our framework to plug everything into one central hub so that you can show longitudinal data over time to show teacher growth in a given area. And then lastly, it says goal-oriented observations, personalized to teacher goals for continuous improvement. So teachers would be allowed to put their professional learning plans in Teach Boost and then show evidence of growth on their plans throughout the year. So I believe that's the last slide, correct? So that's in a nutshell. Tried to keep it brief. Questions?
Anybody have a question? I have two questions.
Yes.
My first question is, this appears to be have a student-based result. So how do we evaluate our staff that are not in classrooms? Is that something that this software would also do?
Yeah, absolutely. It's intended for all certificated staff, not our classified,
Right.
just certified. So when if approved, our next step would be to develop rubrics and different steps along the way that we think would work for administrators, for teachers, and different specialty groups. For example, we have our CTE instructional leaders, special ed instructional leaders. They do not have students, but they're a certified staff member. We currently evaluate them, but we would align that to our instructional framework to meet those needs.
Okay, great. And then my next question is about money. Is it apples to apples from the previous software to this one?
Another good question. So when we went out and we started looking at potential vendors that would meet our needs, we actually have been negotiating with Teach Boost, and they've dropped their price considerably from the beginning. So it's very comparable to what we have now.
Perfect.
Yes.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, thank you for that great presentation.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to informational item 3.6, EOP updates and safety enhancements. Rob.
And I'm going to turn this over to Bo, our Director of Health and Safety.
Good evening, folks, members of the board, superintendents. This great fall weather brings us two things: football and emergency operation plans. Before we get going with our emergency operation plans, I just want to take a brief moment to introduce our new SRO Sergeant with Yuma Police Department, Sergeant Heath Daniels. Although our law enforcement partners do not create our emergency operation plans, as you can imagine, they are very instrumental in the response or the deployment of safety initiatives such as the RAVE app that I will summarize here in just a moment. But really appreciate the partnership. But you may see Mr. Officer Daniels, Sergeant Daniels at the various campuses. He replaces Sergeant Pino, who is ascended to the position of lieutenant. So I'd like to welcome Sergeant Daniels to our team, and he has been a very valuable partner to us as we complete our EOPs. A couple of key highlights and revisions that I'd like to just share with you briefly. If you've ever had occasion to look through that massive document that is our emergency operation plan, I can tell you that the template has now changed. It's a lot easier to read. So if you're looking through the template, you will find that a lot of the previous was a lot of technical jargon and whatnot. This is very easy to read. The ADE has done a great job at revising, and they continue to revise. One thing I want to share about the EOP is that the EOP is a working document. We are continuously assessing and revising to fit current trends and risks as needed. Whether that be working with our law enforcement partners, folks within the health department, our medical folks, we are constantly revising. But I can appreciate, and I know that our administrators here who create those emergency operation plans can probably appreciate that the template is now much easier to read and complete. Another key highlight that I want to discuss just briefly is we've added a communicable disease threat annex. So just as we would have a plan for a lockdown, shelter in place, fire evacuation, Arizona Department of Education has now required us to have a communicable disease. So what that would be, if you were to have a COVID outbreak, for example, or measles, for example, we must now have an action plan that tells us what to do before, during, and after an incident. I worked with our health department. I had nurses that were part of a team, a collaborative team that come together to create this communicable disease threat annex. So if you were to see that in the EOP, that's what that is. Again, just a general plan that would give guidance and direction to campus administration, to district level folks in the event we were to ever experience something similar like a COVID outbreak or a measles or a number of different ailments. Specifically, we created a threat annex to address measles. Now, if you're like me, I thought that measles were eradicated, and I found out that it was for a brief period of time. However, back in April, we were invited to a meeting with the health department. They had a virologist there. We had folks from D1, the health director from D1, we had Crane, and we all got together and were made aware that there had been 800 some odd cases of measles within the U.S., 10 outbreaks in cases as close as New Mexico. So in an effort to be proactive, we put our heads together and created a plan specific to measles. And what I liked about this was it was a collaborative effort between myself and folks with D1, the health director. We had folks from Crane. And the idea being that we are a community, and oftentimes when those happens, it requires a community response. So now what you'll find is we have a plan in place whereby if little Bo, who is in elementary school, had some sort of a communicable disease or measles, the response would be just as same as it would be at the high school level for little Bo's older brother. So imagine a community-wide response to a threat such as measles. We came together and created a plan. So if you review our EOP, you will find a very specific plan related to measles. Another revision was a bomb threat specific annex, and that was Officer Daniels was instrumental in gathering from our EOD ordinance folks, specialists at the Yuma Police Department, specifically in the area of, in the event we have a bomb threat, we want to know what to do. How far back do we need to move students? How far back do we need to move staff? And so Officer Daniels and the Yuma Police Department were able to provide that information to give us guidance, and that information is now included. I've also created a very handy bomb threat standoff card, which can be provided, which was in place in our EOPs, but I also provided that to the folks up front. So the gals that are answering the phones know if they get a bomb threat, this is the distance and the safe location. So again, really appreciate the partnership with the police department. And finally, one that is specific to gas leaks. Now, we take an all hazards approach from incidents that are, Mother Nature floods, for example, to incidents that involve, an active shooter. But we also have to be concerned about these types of incidents. I was recently with our facilities folks, went to a regional training with Southwest Gas, who had their safety experts on hand who provided information that was then used to revise and update our plan to address gas leaks. And so if you look at our EOP, that's one of the areas that you will see some new information on. Again, I continue to work with gas. I continue to work with our APS folks because our EOPs are constantly evolving, and we must continue to evolve to be able to address whatever threat presents itself on our campuses to our students and staff. And I think I've gotten ahead of myself, and I think it was several months ago I was able to give you all a brief on a new safety initiative, the RAVE app. Folks, I can tell you that has now been fully deployed across each and every campus and our district office. And what that does, again, is it allows for administrators. We offered it up to staff if they so choose to add the application on their phone. It allows for a one-touch capability to instantly connect with law enforcement. It doesn't replace 911, but it complements 911 in that hit a button, directly connects you to first responders. At the same time, simultaneously notifies key stakeholders, so administrative staff, myself, our superintendents would know. Folks on the campus, administration would know if there was a critical incident reported at the football field or in the lunchroom, they would be made aware through mass notification. But a key feature, a very critical feature, is that it provides information to our first responders in the form of maps, in the form of access and entry points, our Knox boxes, so locations, how to get onto campus in the event we had to have a massive response. And those are things that complement 911. And when we were testing this, I was able to go to our YPD and Somerton PD and San Luis, and I sat in their dispatch, and I saw the command view, and we were able to test it. So you push a button, and it immediately notifies because it's geo-mapped through GPS. So it tells you where you're at on the campus. They're able to then on a big screen see a map of the campus. They're able to see the rooms, the layouts, and that is all very critical and much needed information that our first responders would otherwise need as they're responding. So I'm happy to say that we now have, in addition to other key safety features across the district, we now have the RAVE app deployed. And I shared this data with some of the folks as we were training on this, but it just kind of really underscores the need. Unfortunately, it seems like every time you turn the TV on, there's some sort of a critical incident where there's students or there's schools that are involved. And the data shows us that there have been a number of incidents in 2025, 100 incidents of gunfire, unfortunately deaths. And so we know that an app technology will not prevent that, but it will absolutely assist us and our law enforcement partners in a response. And I really appreciate the Yuma Police Department for collaborating with us and the Somerton and San Luis Police Departments that we now have this safety technology available. And this just kind of an overview, provides a resource tool, mass notification to administrators. And again, I really want to emphasize, it does not replace 911. Folks still have the ability to pick up the phone and call 911, but it provides critical key information in a response. And again, I think that we're moving in the right direction in terms of technology. There's been a lot of different safety measures and initiatives that have been implemented in the last several years. We could not do that without the support of you all, with our administrators and principals and folks on the campus level, but also our law enforcement partners. So with that, that is my EOP overview. We can talk football next, but I'll take any questions you might have in reference to EOPs.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Shocking. My question is this sort of open to the public? So if somebody wanted to see the EOP, would they be able to? Number
So
one.
our EOPs are not subject to public inspection because, as you can imagine, it does include not only personal identifying information, but it does include very specific plans that we would follow in the event of an emergency.
Right.
So there's laws that protect that information. So again, it's not open, subject to inspection, public inspection. But you all, as members of the board, absolutely are more than welcome if you were ever to want to look through an EOP or had questions. I'd be happy. Bring your lunch and let's take some time because these documents are very thick, but each campus does have an emergency operation plan.
Thank you. That was my question.
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody else?
I just say thank you for your passion.
Yeah.
To keep our babies safe.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I'm not only a director of health and safety, but I'm also a father of students here within our public school system. So I take a personal approach when I'm working on emergency operation plans.
I also want to thank the YPE. Thank you for being here, Sergeant Daniels.
Well, thank you very much and welcome.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Bo. Okay, item 4, call to the public. Any person wishing to speak may present the information at this time only. All presentations are limited to a maximum of 3 minutes and a maximum of 15 minutes on each subject. Before you begin to speak, identify yourself by clearly stating for the record your name. Comments made by members, let me start that over. Comments by members of the governing board in response to any public comment will be limited to asking staff to review the matter or requesting rescheduling of the matter for further consideration at a later date. I do not have anybody who has submitted a form. Do you, Danny? Okay. Is there anybody who wishes to speak? Okay, thank you. Moving on to consent items. 5, adoption of items of routine nature and those that normally do not require deliberations on the part of the governing board. A board member may pull items which will be discussed and voted on separately. I do not have anything to pull, but I would love a motion.
I move that we, the governing board, approve the consent items as presented.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Motion made by Shelley, seconded by David. Any comments? Let's proceed to vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Moving on to action item 6. 6.1, consideration to approve the proclamation of School Bus Safety Week. Lily.
Okay, as he's walking over here, Mr. Ron Sheepers will give us more information regarding our School Bus Safety Week, which it will be October 20th through the 24th. And Mr. Ron Sheepers, give us more information.
All right, well, thank you for having me here this evening. So like I was introduced, I am Ron Sheepers, Director of Transportation here at Yuma Schools Consortium. So I am here to share with you the School Bus Safety Week resolution. School Bus Safety Week was created by the National Highway of Traffic Safety Administration in 1966 and promotes the safety awareness and recognize the work and dedication of transportation personnel. So without further ado, here's the resolution. Whereas the safety of children is the paramount importance of our community and society as a whole, and whereas school bus transportation is the safest form of ground transportation available and a vital means of transportation for millions of students ensuring they have access to education, and whereas the exemplary performance of more than 200 bus operators and transportation staff ensure the safe, efficient transportation of Yuma Union High School students, and whereas ensuring the safety of students while traveling to and from school is a shared responsibility of parents, students, educators, and the broader community. And whereas School Bus Safety Week provides an opportunity to educate students, parents, and the public about the importance of safe behaviors around school buses. Now therefore be it resolved that the Governing Board of Yuma Union High School District 70 hereby proclaim October 20th through the 24th of 2025 as School Bus Safety Week and call upon all citizens, educators, parents, and students to observe this week with activities, discussions, and initiatives that promote and emphasize school bus safety. Let's work together to ensure that every child can travel to and from school safely on our school buses. By raising awareness and adhering to safety rules, we can reduce and protect the well-being of our students. So, thank you for considering the adoption of the School Bus Safety Week resolution.
Thank you, Ron. Does anybody have a question?
I move that we, the governing board, adopt the resolution and proclaim October 20th through 24th, 2025 School Bus Safety Week.
Okay.
Second.
Motion made by Shelley, seconded by Christy. Any comments before we vote? Thank you. Let's proceed to vote. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Ron. Consent action item 6.2, consideration to approve the proclamation of National School Lunch Week. I think I could just call up Elena to your favorite place.
Thank you. I also forgot to point out Christina from Yuma was here as well, so I apologize. Oh, so everyone's coming, yes, and they're going to hold my hand. Thank you again for the opportunity for me to read the National School Lunch Week official proclamation. Whereas the National School Lunch Program has served our nation admirably for 75 years through advanced practices in nutrition education, and whereas the National School Lunch Program is dedicated to the health and academic achievement of our nation's children, and whereas recent research shows students are receiving the healthiest meals at school, and there is evidence of continued need for nutrition education and awareness of the value of school nutrition programs. Now, therefore, we, the Governing Board of the Yuma Union High School District 70, do hereby proclaim the week of October 13th through the 17th, 2025, as National School Lunch Week, and encourage all residents to become aware of the benefits of the National School Lunch Program and support good nutrition habits for their children, in hope of achieving a more healthful citizenry for today and the future. So it's actually this week, so thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Before we have a motion, is there any comment question?
I just want to thank you for your passion for health and feeding our kids healthy food, not out of a box. It's
Yes,
so
no,
refreshing.
thank you. Well, I have a great team, so it is a
much.
group effort for sure.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Then I move that we, the Governing Board, adopt the resolution and proclaim October 13th through 17th, 2025 as National School Lunch Week.
My second.
Motion made by me, seconded by Christy. Any comments before we vote? Please vote. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much. Action item 6.3, consideration to accept donations, which I will now read. Yeah, I know it's a lot. I'm like prepping myself. Cibola High School, Grand Canyon University donated the transportation for the Cibola High School Business Management Program to visit the GCU campus. The estimated cost of this donation is $1,500. Special Olympics Arizona donated supplies to support the construction of adaptive bowling ramps for Cibola High School's Unified Sports Program, enhancing accessibility for all student athletes. The estimated value of this donation is $350. The Arizona Science Teachers Association donated $140 to Cibola High School to cover the cost of a substitute for Ms. Atkins to attend professional development. Tu Casas Mi Casa LLC donated 40 white uniforms to the Cibola High School soccer program. The estimated value of this donation is $2,500. APS Supply My Class program donated classroom supplies to Cibola High School, benefiting the classrooms of Mrs. Vera. The estimated value of this donation is $500. To Gila Ridge High School, Arizona Students Recycling donated used technology fans to the Gila Ridge High School IT cybersecurity class to teach students how computers stay cool and the importance of thermal management. The estimated value of this donation is $500. Nutrient Ag Solutions donated 20 bags of fertilizer to Gila Ridge High School for use on the varsity baseball and softball fields. The estimated value of this donation is $1,500. Gila Ridge High School Band Boosters donated a U-Haul rental uniforms, costumes, flags, and two sousaphone tuning bits to the Gila Ridge High School Marching Band to use at competitions and at the Yuma Band Expo. The estimated value of this donation is $3,810. Patrick Tello donated concession items to the Gila Ridge High School Avid Club to sell during fundraising events. The estimated value of this donation is $248. Destiny Pena donated concession items to the Gila Ridge High School Advent Club to sell during fundraiser events. The estimated value of this donation is $50. Hawk Football Booster Club donated a Hawks stencil to the Gila Ridge High School Athletics Program for the football field end zones. The estimated value of this donation is $1,288.45. The Boys Soccer Booster Club, Swim and Dive Booster Club, and Hawks Track and Field Booster each donated 5 50-pound bags of annual ryegrass seed to Gila Ridge High School for use on the West Practice and Main fields. The estimated value of this donation is $516.30. Fertizona donated fertilizer to Gila Ridge High School for use in winter fertilization on all their fields. The estimated value of this donation is $3,000. GRHS FFA Club donated 1 Sony camera, 1 wireless microphone, and other accessories to the Gila Ridge High School FFA class to take pictures of FFA events. The estimated value of this donation is $2,167.79. Kaylin Sandoval donated lollipops to the Gila Ridge High School Connections Club to sell during fundraising events. The estimated value of this donation is $25. Gila Ridge Pallet Company donated scrap wood pallets to the Gila Ridge High School Stagecraft program to make walls for an activity. The estimated value of this donation is $500. Hawks Boys Soccer Booster Club donated the 25-pound bags of annual ryegrass seed to Gila Ridge High School for use on the West Practice and Main fields. The estimated value of this donation is $250. Keegan Anthony donated concession items to the Gila Ridge High School Connections Club, to sell during fundraising events. The estimated value of this donation is $50. T-Mobile donated $5,000 to the Gila Ridge High School Athletic Department for use as needed. Hawks Swim and Dive Boosters donated $1,400 to the Gila Ridge High School Swim and Dive program to cover travel costs. Roxanne Lara, Jerry Van Sickle, Alia Navarro, and Ximena Pina Velasquez donated a variety of concession items to the Gila Ridge High School Finance Club to sell during fundraising events. The estimated value of their combined donations is $113. Tacoma High School, Adrian Comstock donated a variety of concession items to the Kofa High School Photography Club to sell during fundraising events. The estimated value of this donation is $75. Francisco Perez donated concession items to the Kofa High School Photography Club to sell during fundraising events. The estimated value of this donation is $20. Lizeth Vasquez donated concession items to the Kofa High School class of 2026 to sell during fundraising events. The estimated value of this donation is $120. Reliable Auto Parts donated a scrap car to the Kofa High School Student Council to use in their car smash activity. The estimated value of this donation is $500. Right Now Towing donated towing services to the Kofa High School Student Council to use for towing the scrap car. The estimated cost of this donation is $170. Royal Dancers Booster donated $500 to the Kofa High School Dance Program to assist with security fees. Donors Choose donated classroom supplies to the Kofa High School Special Education classrooms. The estimated value of this donation is $274.66. Drama Club donated costumes, props, makeup, and lighting to the Kofa High School Drama Program to use during drama production and performance classes. The estimated value of this donation is $487.26. Ruben Reyes donated concession items to the Kofa High School Medical Assisting HOSA program to sell during fundraising events. The estimated value of this donation is $175.69. Penny and Lee Estes donated golf balls to the Kofa High School golf team to use as needed. The estimated value of this donation is $500. Grand Canyon University provided transportation for 100 Kofa High School seniors to visit the GCU campus, supporting their college and career exploration efforts. The estimated cost of this is $2,000. APS Supply My Class donated classroom supplies to the Kofa High School CTE medical assisting classes. The estimated value of this donation is $500. San Luis High School. Eddie's Food and Drink donated assorted metal materials to the San Luis High School welding class. The estimated value of this donation is $3,000. Somerton High School. Gabriel Lopez donated concession items to the Somerton High School HOSA Sports Medicine Club to sell during fundraising events. The estimated value of this donation is $300. Nayeli Gomez donated concession items to the Somerton High School Avid Club to sell during fundraising events. The estimated value of this donation is $80. Andrea Lamelle donated face painting kits to the Somerton High School Avid Club to use in future activities. The estimated value of this donation is $80. Daniela Ramirez donated concession items to the Somerton High School Avid Club to sell during fundraising events. The estimated value of this donation is $46. Cassandra Yasso donated concession items to the Somerton High School Student Council to sell during fundraising events. The The estimated value of this donation is $60. Carolina Cuevas donated concession items to the Somerton High School class of 2029 to sell during fundraising events. The estimated value of this donation is $60. Marisol Galvez donated concession items to the Somerton High School Yearbook Club to sell during fundraising events. The estimated value of this donation is $250. Tina Ponce Gonzalez donated baskets, plastic balls, and pumpkin pies to the Somerton High School Ultimate Gamer Guild Club to support future activities and fundraising events. The estimated value of this donation is $100. Nellie Marin Guiza donated a banner and concession items to the Somerton High School Dance Club to sell during fundraising events and to showcase dancers. The estimated value of this donation is $400. Brooke Swenson donated all decorations, materials, and products to the Somerton High School Dance Club to use in future activities. The estimated value of this donation is $200. Judy O'Brien Ponce donated concession items and an activity game to the Somerton High School Toro Times to sell during fundraising events. The estimated value of this donation is $100. Gloria Valenzuela donated concession items to the Somerton High School Toros Flag Football Club to sell during fundraising events. The estimated value of this donation is $100. Arim Rascon donated paintbrushes, paint pumpkins, and a tray of taco dorados to the Somerton High School UN Club for use in future activities. The estimated value of this donation is $150. Armida Tovar donated concession items to the Somerton High School class of 2028 to sell during fundraising events. The estimated value of this donation is $80. To Yuma High School, Northside Hoops boys basketball boosters donated varsity uniform sets to the Yuma High School boys basketball to use during home and away games. The estimated value of this donation is $3,277.53. Jessica Gastelum donated scraps of wood to the Yuma High School Student Council to use for an activity. The estimated value of this donation is $120. Cedar Long donated welding materials to the Yuma High School welding class. The estimated value of this donation is $300. RDO Equipment donated 3 5-gallon pails of AD46 hydraulic oil to the Yuma High School welding program. The estimated value of this donation is $383.19. APS Supply My Class program donated classroom supplies to Yuma High School, benefiting the classrooms of Mr. Langland and Mr. Delavera. The estimated value of this donation is $1,000. To the Yuma Union High School District, Avenir Financial donated $500 to YUHSD Student Services to cover the cost of a food truck for the transition fair. Wow. The total donations this month are $41,317.87, bringing the total year-to-date donations to $308,745.04. Whew. That was awesome and very long. Thank you for bearing with me, and if I butchered somebody's name, my deepest apologies. May I please have a motion?
I move that the governing board accept the above listed donations.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Motion made by Christy, seconded by David to accept the donations. Any comments? Let's proceed to vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Ooh, yay. Okay. Action item 6.4, consideration to ratify the annual financial report as Mr. Neil Brown dances to the podium.
Yes, it's been a while. Good to be back.
Yes.
I want to add before I begin that Mr. Bosch, with Mr. Brienza being gone, offered me to go on for an hour. But I said, you know what? No one's that passionate as me. So we'll keep it short. So like previous years, I'll try to quickly go through it, explain what the pages are so you know what it's reflecting. Let me get my notes here. So tonight you will be ratifying through roll call vote the annual financial report. I'm going to call it the AFR. Again, this is basically everything that happened in the last fiscal year. After this, it's set in stone. We move on. And from this report, Brenda will then take our final numbers, and that's what will constitute our new carryover that we'll build into the budget and revise that in. So just as a reminder of that. So without further ado, the cover page, there's not much to it. Just gives you the total expenditures by those specific funds on the side there. And all of us will sign at the end of this. I want to add this copy in front of us. I made one change since you got it in the Friday report. What that changes is on page 1. We had $3,101 that were coded as a negative expenditure that we needed to move to a tuition reimbursement from Arizona School of Deaf and Blind. So the box there, that's the 1350 under M&O, that's where we've put it. The fun thing about this report is when you change one number, it changes multiple pages. So every time that changes, I'll highlight that, but that was the number that changed. So what else changed on this page? Essentially, I moved it from an expenditure that then increased. So there's the difference of that 3,101. So this page is your levy funds. These are the tax raised funds. You've got your revenues on this page. It does give you some expenditures at the end and what those ending balances are for those funds, as well as some side numbers about what makes up those on the right there. Going on to page 2, this is the overview of all of our expenditures from our M&O fund, broken down by different categories, from our regular education to our special education. Again, because of that change, the special education and the 1,000 purchase services changed by the $3,101. Okay, page 3, that is our classroom site funds, also known as Prop 301. That money is primarily the base payments made to our certified staff beyond just what their salaries are from that fund, as well as our performance pays once each semester. There is also coded there, coming out of that, the costs for our dropout prevention specialists. That's what that fund is primarily used for. Page 4 is our capital overview. So in the top there are just different breakdowns of how we've spent our capital money by different categories. You'll see near the bottom there, the Fund 610, that's broken out just by some other areas of how we spent that money, how we categorize it. The very bottom there are our fixed assets as a total that we hold as a district. And I just want to make a note, we did finish our bond fund last year, but there's a gap, a lag between when we close it and the county closes it. So there's a little bit of interest that got in there. So we just used that $5 of interest towards Somerton, which was what that was for. So just want to let you know that that is now officially done. It's closed at county. Page 5, this is our federal grants and our state grants. The key thing I want to point out here is those are reimbursement based, so they can have negative balances. We get the cost, we get it later. A lot of our grants close right as I make this report, so we'll get them in the next fiscal year, but it will tie out that way. Page 6 is kind of all of our other funds. This is the catch-all. You'll see the revenues, the expenditures, and then the total. I want to point out, you'll see on the 691, the building renewal grant, that is a negative amount. That's also reimbursement based, so we don't spend any money that we don't know is going to be reimbursed back by the state from that fund. However, because of the gap with the year, sometimes we have the expenditures there, but we're just waiting on the revenues to come in, which I just saw this week. So they're coming in. Okay. Our instructional improvement fund is just a little box of how we spend that. And then the side is just our transfers in and out. Okay, page 7. Short, brief overview of what we've paid off on our bonds. Some county numbers there about tax rates and how big we are. Again, I have to bring up in the current expenditures by category, that did change by 3,101 because, you know, it has to every page. That's numbers used by the state. The key thing here is those boxes there is how we get our salaries, our average salaries for our teachers in the J box there. So that's where we've broken it down by the different categories from the state and put it that way. So the state will take that and then give us in that report I give you in the spring how that all shakes out. Okay. Page 8 at the top is our breakdown of our gifted pupils. The part B, that's a specific breakdown of our special education programs by the type. Again, that box 1 changed because 3,101 moved. That box is used by the state to verify that we are spending enough from our own budgets to support our special education. So that's why it's broken out separately. You'll see there kind of how we spend our gifted, some audit expenditures. And again, in tuition, you on your copy had the negative 3,101. That got fixed, and so now that's no longer there. It's a 0. Okay. On page 9, I'm not really going to cover this. This is kind of all that data restated for the state to do some survey stuff. They just take that, lots of formulas. Page 10, hopefully this is the last we see of it. It should be. This is our COVID grants. We've been doing this for a long time, I feel, forever. So we finished our last grant for COVID, which was our ESSER 3 in this last fiscal year. We spent it at the beginning of the year. So we had to do one last report of how we spent the COVID money. After this, we have none left. So if this still continues on, I'm going to put zeros. So, okay. Then you'll have the food service. This is basically it. This is the revenues into food service, how we spent it, some costs of how we calculate those things. After that is our summary page. Everything just summarized with all the ending balances. The new thing on here is you'll see to the left they have the district's actual fund balance reserve. So they've now required us to put how much that carryover for M&O is right there. So, and I'll get into that on the last page when we, right now. So on the last page of the main AFR, this is a breakdown of how we plan to do our spending for what's left over. So you'll see that for our M&O, that number that was on the previous page, the 40,582,101, that's our carryover. And you'll see in the capital as well, the 14,321,917, that's our carryover that will then build back into the budget. We did last year, you approved a board policy to create a mandatory reserve from our M&O, our carryover, our contingency. So there is 10 million that we're now showing here that we set to protect. That board policy just says that if we go below it, we will have 3 years to get it back to where it is. So we're very far above that right now, but just so you know where that's coming from and what the state's looking for. I gave you a copy of this other one. I'm not gonna go into it. It takes all of this that I just went over, restates it by campus. It's another report the state uses. All the same data that was in there is in this one. So are there any questions about the AFR?
Does anybody have a question?
Yes, quick question, page number 6.
Page 6, yes.
Yeah, I'm just curious here, which is line number 6, Civic Center.
Uh-huh.
Can you explain to me exactly what this line, Civic Center?
Yeah, so the Civic Center Fund is revenues that we get from rental of district property, as well as we have some cell towers across the district that we lease. So all the proceeds from those go into our Civic Center. And then that is spent, our auditoriums, they're a little costly to run. So anything we take in for the auditoriums goes specifically to run our auditoriums. The rentals of the cell tower leases and the rentals of the classrooms and things, we then give back to the campuses to spend.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else? As always, you do a great
Oh, thank you.
I would like to make a motion that we, the governing board, ratify the annual financial report for fiscal year 25. Is there a second? Thank you. I understood that Mr. Brown would like a roll call vote.
Yes, roll call vote,
So
please.
let's do that. David?
Aye.
Aye from Jackie. Thank you.
Aye.
Thank you. So we have 4 ayes, no nays, motion carries unanimously. Thanks for trying to explain that to us. Okay. Nope, that's not the right one. Okay, education platform. What? 6.5, consideration to approve the education platform. We went over this with Derek. He explained it to us. And if there are no major questions, the action item is presented for approval or something from us. Is there a motion?
I move that we, the governing board, approve the Tech Boost as the approved evaluation platform beginning in the 2026-27 school year.
Teach Boost.
What did I say?
Tech.
Tech?
That's all
Oh,
good.
sorry. Teach Boost.
Okay, motion made. Teach Boost, seconded, made by Shelley, seconded by Christy. Any comments? Let's proceed to vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Great. Now we're going to go into executive session. Is there a motion?
I move that we go into executive session.
Thank you. Thank you. Motion made by Christy, seconded by Shelley. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. I'm sure you won't all be here, but thanks for being here today. I know Neil needs us to sign something. agenda items. Is there any future agenda item would like? Great. Then item 8.1, our next meeting of the board, we have a study session on Wednesday, November 12th at 4 p.m. here. And then our regular scheduled board meeting also on Wednesday, the 12th at 5:15. May I have a motion to adjourn?
I move that we adjourn.
Thank you. Motion made by Christy, seconded by David to adjourn. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Have a great month.